It is hard to get bus drivers to start with, and it's even harder to get them in classes. And even if I was to teach them myself, you don't have the resources that the Votech gives you, because you have to go to Tulsa, Oklahoma City to test, and you do not have the time to take them to Tulsa, Oklahoma City, even if you could get the classroom time in. So it offers a great alternative to getting bus driver's license in an efficient, fast manner. So it's a lot more cost effective to send them to class. And I can't say this enough, there's a shortage of bus drivers always. So the more training that you can have, the better off everybody is. And John Shaw does it within, I believe, 26 hours. And for me or Officer Sherman to do it, it's going to take us probably 2 weeks, because you have to squeeze it in here and there. And they try to accommodate everybody's hours that they can come and test. And it's great from 5 to 9, because I have a coach, for instance, that's going right now, and he don't get out of class till 3. So from 5 to 9 is great for them, and so it's a big help.
I started off as a CNA. I took health careers here in high school, and then after high school I went to the LPN program, where I got my CMA certification, and I worked in long-term care with that, and then I became an LPN, had my son, and now I teach for the tech center. I teach the CNA class. The LPN program helped me out tremendously. I just felt really comfortable. I felt like I knew everything I needed to know when I got out in the real world and started doing everything on my own. It's very self-paced. I got to kind of come in and do the things that I needed to do on my time, rather than Monday through Friday, 8 to 3:30. It was more personalized, and I got a lot more hands-on experience. I got to start IVs, I got to do NG tubes, things like that that you don't normally get hands-on training with, and I felt pretty confident with. I just love teaching. I get to kind of use the things that I was taught to teach other people, and I feel like if I'm doing my job, I prepare them the way that I was prepared. So I feel like that was just a very rewarding experience to be able to get to do that.
My advanced EMT with Steve, he's a very, very good instructor. He also taught me my basic as well. He's very hands-on. He understands working on your schedule, as we all have hectic schedules being in the medical field previously. He gets to know each individual, what your learning weaknesses are. He'll work with you on that to make you strong in it. He actually has more knowledge beyond the book. You know, I've looked around at prices at other schools, and prices here are actually good. I like the fact that we're not treated as students like we're a paycheck or an ID number, to be honest with you. And the instructors here actually care about their students.
It's helped me, especially as being the record keeper. I'm the one that has to keep all the numbers, and so I do that, and I've learned the importance of it too, because especially at tax time, if you don't know what you're doing with the taxes, you could have problems. You need to have outside information and ideas and things that way to handle your operation, because all of us are in it to make a living, and if we can't do that, we're not going to be able to stay doing what we like to do.
You know, there's always newer things coming out, and we're there to learn. Well, Glenn, he lives it. He's a neighbor also, and he knows Gatling.
The first thing I needed Joy to help me with, since I was buying this business that was already set up, was to set up my own employee handbook and make sure we had all our procedures and policies ready for that. So Joy was extremely instrumental in helping me take my ideas and what I wanted to convey to my employees, get that in writing, get a book made for them so that they could sit down and read it as soon as they were here. Once we got that going, then I got her in there to help me with making sure we made our entries into our QuickBooks appropriately, setting up the appropriate files and programs to keep our books where they needed to be. Of course, numbers is everything in business. So we developed with Joy's help a to-go menu, and they fly off the shelf. and Joy has been there to show us the things that we need to think about, look at, put into play for a future on Raggedy's. And it helps to have that person to turn to ask for advice, consultation, and it not cost an arm and a leg to do that. I want to keep learning. I want to keep knowing how to better my business, better myself, and I think any way that you can search out to help yourself learn that way, business-wise, is terrific.
My business consultant, Liberty Shear, has been extremely helpful. There are two things about the program. One is it's extremely content rich. It's got a lot of great material, a lot of great resources, but it's also very affordable. It's almost unbelievable how affordable it is. So I think any of the small businesses in the area would greatly benefit from the program.
I heard about the Google Update program through NTC via More Claremore, actually, and so as soon as I heard about it, I signed up. Home of Hope is a pretty large organization, and so we had at least 7 or 8 addresses that were needing to be put on Google, and the even more complicated part was the addresses that were listed on Google before were all inaccurate, and so we had to go through those one by one and get them updated. Oh, NTC is the best. I mean, it's free help, and they're so friendly and encouraging. They don't make you feel like you're an idiot for not knowing how to do things, and something that would have taken us months to get done, if we could have ever figured it out, took about an hour, and we had all the support there and the staff there to help us get everything straightened out, so it's fantastic.
Liberty taught us a bunch of cool stuff about how to run a business and how to start a business, and we got to apply that very soon.
I learned that there was a lot more to running a business than I previously thought. I had to call insurance companies getting estimates, and had to find out how to get a mortgage. I didn't know how to do that at first, and I learned a lot.
We learned how to find a good location and know our audience and market to them and make sure we knew all possible angles of everything that could possibly go wrong. We participated in the Cherokee Entrepreneurship Day this spring. We came here and we presented our business plan. We had our little display board and everything, and we won first place. Broadens your view and it allows you to see what actually goes into starting your own business and understanding what even just the business you're working for and knowing what's going on behind the scenes. And it'll help you just know your community and understand what's needed around you. And there's always the plus that you might win a little bit of cash.
NTC just provided an employer needs survey to indicate the type of training that was needed. So that's one of the ways. They always provide training to our employers at a very cost-effective way. There's been a couple of different occasions where we've had outside quotes from different training providers, and every single time NTC always comes back at least half the price. I also got to participate in the 2016 Mays County Leadership Academy this year, where Sarah was the facilitator. She just does a fantastic job. The services she provides are just invaluable. I think that NTC is one of our best kept secrets, and that's unfortunate because they provide such amazing services, whether it's the biz services or the services they provide at their main campus all over Northeast Oklahoma. I think that more people need to know what they provide and take advantage of their training.
It was a benefit to GRDA because they had very qualified trainers, and we have a safety staff at GRDA, but the safety staff can now concentrate on the more apparent issues at hand that they need to take care of our facilities and make sure that our employees are safe on site. And then we can send our employees to facilities like NTC for safety training, so we don't have to have a full-time trainer on site. And we feel that the quality of faculty there is very much of an excellent quality, and we have felt that they've provided a quality service. The Business and Industry Center definitely has their ear to the ground. They're paying attention to what business and industry needs and their assessments of each, and they always are bringing new ideas to the table of training that they can provide. And so I think that they are really closely connected with all of the industry partners, and that's a huge plus for us.
Safety gets put on the back burner sometimes, and by having Roger come in and identify some of our problems from a safety and making us safety awareness has just it's been a very good thing for J&M. You know, he's part of our, we classify him as part of our team now. Our accidents have gone down. I was talking to our HR guy, Tony McCoy, earlier this morning about it, and you know, the slip and falls was probably our #1 deal that we were dealing with, and he's estimating that we're down over 50% in those accidents, and directly related to the program that Roger put up for us. But when your third-party administrator comes up and, you know, is wanting to know, what have you guys done? What are you doing? Because they want to take it and spread the news to their other people that are doing it. Our job to make sure that that person gets back home because their family entrusted us with them. So, and Roger's a big part of that. He'll make an impact. He'll make an impact to your bottom line. We feel very fortunate that to have this program available to us.
I'd share with them to reach out if they've got some issues or things that they're wanting to improve on, to touch base with the NTC group and to see what kind of options are available. I've had good luck through the years in exploring the issues that I'm having and then coming up with solutions. Whether that's working with the Department of Commerce, whether that has to do with looking for training dollars that would be available to us, to even coming up with some of the supervisor trainings that really have benefited us in being able to have people ready when the roles open up. So they've been a very good teammate, if you will, to work with, and we've had good luck through the years, really with, I would call nearly 100% success in exploring options and scenarios that help us get what we're looking for taken care of.
Our hospital's motto is changing lives for the better together, so I feel like this class has really helped us to facilitate that, especially with the environment that we provide for our staff and for our patients, because ultimately our goal is patient care and making positive experiences for the patients here, and so I feel like the courses and everything that we learned there have helped to facilitate that.
It just seems like anytime we have a need for training, we always like to call them because they're able to either have that training or they can find that for us. To be able to care for vulnerable adults, we have to be able to have these certifications and this background. For us, we don't have the manpower, we don't have the professionals in place to be able to do all of that training. If we didn't have them, we couldn't provide the service. That's the truth. That's the bottom line for us. Out of our 350 employees, I would easily say 300 of them have gone through some form of training, and of those 300, 200 of them have probably gone through 3 different classes of theirs, just over a year. NTC brings the professional component to teach the things that your people need, the skills that they need for their jobs. They have a lot of courses and programs in place that will help your people do their job even better, and maybe just help them do the basics of their job. But they can add value that you really can't place dollars on, and they will be your partner to be able to have a successful business.